Welcome to my video on this channel. I'm Razvan and this is a devlog on how I made my first arcade game entitled Bone Master. All of the content in this game is made by me, from the music, sound effects, and art. Enjoy this little devlog. So, I was bored the other day and I wanted to make something, to create something. So I thought that it's time I'd try to make my own video game. But because I'm a beginner without much experience, of course I didn't know how to start off too well. But an idea came through my mind. Why not start off simple? Well, of course we are going to start off simple since I'm new. Dummy, I said to myself, and I thought that I should try making a simple arcade game. This is where it all began. Alright, let's do it, I said to myself. But the thing is, what engine should I use? And of course, like you guys would expect, Scratch. Well, I had no other choice. Every other visual coding engine was slightly harder for me to use and Scratch was my only option. Anyways, I chose the engine, but now what? Well, let's make a list of things our little game needs, perhaps? Yeah, that sounds right. I made a list of things that we need to add for the arcade game. So what do we need? First off, a concept for our game, of course. Some artwork, music and sound effects, scripting, game juice/game feel to enhance the game, and slight animations for our game to feel more lively. Well, about the concept, an idea came through my mind. Skeletons. The idea I used for the game, I always liked them as monsters in video games and media since I was a child. The idea I used for the game is simple. You are a skeleton trapped in a dungeon, but there are some evil skulls that want to kill you, to steal your body. You have to survive for as long as possible and you have to kill as many skulls and collect as many bones as found around the dungeon cells to get score and get a higher score. There are also some green bones that heal you if you are damaged. The player's attacks will be, of course, magic spell bullets. Bigger weapons! Bigger weapons! Bigger weapons! And more bullets! Well, concept done, but now let's do the art. I already have the art done from yesterday to done. Now we go to the scripting part. First, I added some code for our player to be able to move around with the WASD keys. After that, we gave him the nice ability to shoot whatever spell this is. So, yeah. You shoot these bullets with the mouse click key. Good, now let's add some enemies. Here we go. The skulls are attacking the player and we scripted so that our player can kill the skulls. We also added a little user interface that contains an orb and the skull that indicates our player's face, for our character player's face. Plus the amount of health our player currently has. We added a variable so that the player can lose health and gain health. The skull will change emotions depending on if he is hurt or not. The orb shows as a background for the health meter. Then we added a score variable to show the player their score. We are done with the user interface. So now we also scripted the game over screen when you die, which also stops the game. I also changed the background from a gray scene to a scene of the dungeon where you can also see some skeletons on the wall chain. I also added bones and green bones. Well, that's great. We're done with the scripting part. We've got bullets, we've got a game over screen, skulls, player movement, health score, you name it. But something is missing. Animation. Well, we added some animation uh, already. So something else? That's right. For epic swarms of skeleton skulls, we should have epic music and some sound effects, of course, of course. Not cooking anything. Dang. Well, at least I tried. The sound effects I created were made with the browser 8-bit SFX sound effects creator called JSFXR, which is really helpful for making simple sound effects. And the game feel is already made kind of considering the fact that I added all this stuff. So now that everything is pretty much done, we basically created some kind and somewhat of a little arcade game now. This took me half of my day, but even though it's not perfect, I am pretty proud of what I've done. If you are curious about playing this little game, you can play it in your browser in the description down below. This was honestly so fun to make. I'd honestly love to expand this game in the future and enhance it even more. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little devlog I made, and I wish you all a happy Easter. And I want to thank you all for the support. We've reached 51 subs, so take this as a 51 subs special. Thank you all once again for tuning in. We'll see each other in another video. Goodbye, and like I always say, God bless.